enroll and take classes at multiple campuses while they're here. And we are accredited by WASC as well. Here's a breakdown of the number of international students by country that we have right now. As you can see, most of our students are from China, South Korea, and Vietnam. And then the rest of our students are from over 80 different countries. So we have a pretty diverse population. And we have not set a cap on the number of students from China or South Korea or any other country. So we will take as many students as you want to send us from any country. Here is a breakdown of the majors. And the majority of our students are here studying business, computer information systems, and also general curriculum and liberal arts for transfer to the four-year universities. And in the top left-hand corner, you can see a breakdown from the USCIS, which shows just a correlation between the majors that all international students in the United States are taking compared to the ones that they're studying at our college. And they're very, very similar. The number one is business. Number two is engineering, which we do not have an engineering program per se, but a lot of students will come to our colleges to take the general requirements to transfer to attend a four-year university and do engineering. And then the third most popular one is computer information systems, which is our second most popular program of study for students that come here. We'll give you a breakdown a little bit more of the specific majors and programs at each individual college as well, because we have some excellent career and technical programs, as well as certificate programs and associate degrees. So where are we located? We are in the San Francisco Bay Area. We are on the East Bay, right across the bridge from San Francisco, home of the Golden State Warriors, and as well as we're very, very close to UC Berkeley. In the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you see Facebook. We actually have a great relationship with them, and we were able to take some students over to the Facebook campus this past summer, which they had a great time at. And so we are, in a prime location, Silicon Valley, San Francisco, and Berkeley, as well as not too far away from Yosemite and Lake Tahoe. And there's a lot of great things and places to see in the Bay Area. This is just a breakdown by the United States Customs and Enforcement that shows that the top destination for international students is California. So here's a breakdown just to give you an idea of how close we really are to San Francisco. This is on Google Earth. You can see our four campuses on the right-hand side, and then you can see San Francisco on the left. And it just shows just generally, we're right across the bridge. And College of Alameda and Laney College, you can actually see the Golden Gate Bridge from the campus. It's a pretty prime location. The public transportation is also very convenient for students. We have a BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit, and you can see that Berkeley City College, Laney College, and College of Alameda can all be accessed from the BART line. Merritt College has our least amount of students just because, transportation for our international students is a bit difficult. But as you can see, you can get to San Francisco pretty easily from any of our colleges, and students will take the BART train from Berkeley City College to College of Alameda or Laney College to take their classes on the same exact day. And when we zoom into Berkeley City College, what you can see here is that it's only 2 blocks away from UC Berkeley. And students, we actually offer classes on the UC Berkeley campus, which I'll go into a little bit. And we have a really great working relationship. So a lot of students will go to Berkeley City College simply for the proximity to UC Berkeley. You can see the campus. It's just 2 blocks away from Berkeley City College. So Berkeley City College, as I mentioned, most popular campus for our international students, has roughly 500 to the 7,000 total population. We offer classes on the UC Berkeley campus. We also have an international services office there, and Berkeley City College has the highest admit rate to UC Berkeley out of any community college in the United States. You can see some of the programs listed below. We offer ESL classes, business. The most popular program is the multimedia program, which we offer at Berkeley City College. And I have a breakdown here. This actually shows the top community colleges transferring to UC Berkeley. Berkeley City College was the highest in admit rates. Even though we did not have the most applications, you can see that Diablo Valley College had 610 applications. They had a lower admit rate than we did. Berkeley City College and then one of our other colleges, Laney College, were top 3 as far as students that were admitted to UC Berkeley. So moving on, Laney College is another one of our colleges. It's very close to Chinatown. And again, top 3 admit rate to UC Berkeley. Laney College has some great technical programs and career programs in the culinary field, cosmetology, construction management, and we also offer English as a second language. Laney College offers the most classes out of any of our 4 campuses, so a lot of students will, even though they will apply to Berkeley City College, they will end up taking classes at Laney College as well, because if a class is full, then they can just come over and take classes. And it's right, there's a BART station that's right across the street, so students can take the BART station from Berkeley City College directly to Laney. And they also offer many other classes that are all pretty much transferable to the 4-year universities. College of Alameda is California's only community college that's located on an island. And if you see in the map on the bottom left-hand side, the map, you can see the island of Alameda, which is right across from San Francisco. And there's actually a beach on the island of Alameda that has a perfect view of San Francisco. It's a beautiful campus. A lot of programs at College of Alameda are, again, career and technical programs, as well as associate's degrees for transfer. We offer an aviation maintenance program. There's a dental assisting program. And we also have an automotive technology program at College of Alameda. We also have an international services office at College of Alameda. Laney College, going back, Laney College, our district international office that serves all of the students is right across the street from Laney College. So students who attend Laney College can just come to our main district office, where pretty much all of the students are served. And then we have Merritt College, which is located in the Oakland Hills. We just opened up a brand new health and science center there, which you can see a picture of, and that offers nursing program, radiology program, and many other health sciences and professions. Some of those programs, like nursing, have a separate admissions process, so students can come, take all of the general prerequisite requirements for the nursing, but then they would have to apply separately, so it's not guaranteed that they would automatically get into nursing, but they can come and take all of the classes that they need to in order to apply for that program. Here is actually the view from Merritt College, which you can see is a pretty nice view of the entire Bay Area, San Francisco, and you can see the Golden Gate Bridge from Merritt College. So moving on, I'm sure most of you guys are just pretty familiar with the community college system. There's 112 in California, 4 of which are ours, and we offer the 2-year associate degree and certificate programs. And the main reason students come to community college, or one of the top reasons, is to transfer to the 4-year university. Students can take their first 2 years with us at a much more affordable price and then transfer on to the California State or UC programs, which give top priority. So students will actually have a better opportunity and higher percentage of getting into a UC like UC Berkeley or UCLA if they come to our colleges first. They will give first priority to our students. And then we also have the guaranteed admissions program with 6 of the UCs. The only UCs that do not offer guaranteed admissions are San Diego, UCLA, and UC Berkeley. But as you can see, many students who graduate from the universities start at a community college. And here's just a list of all of the UCs and CSUs that our colleges are able to transfer to. So when students take classes at our colleges, they'll transfer pretty much to any of these California State Universities or Universities of California. We also offer associate degrees for transfer, which will guarantee admissions to any of the California State Universities. Here's a breakdown of, we did some data for 5 years, 2007 to 2012, which just showed that the top UC that most students are transferring to is UC Berkeley, followed by UC Davis. And the average number of semesters that students stay who transfer on is 4 to 6 semesters. So they're staying anywhere from just 2 to 3 years, and then they're moving on. They don't have to stay much longer. Some students have to take English as a second language, which is why maybe they have to stay a year longer. But one of the interesting things about our colleges is students can actually start enrolling in the regular academic programs during the same time that they're enrolling in ESL. They can take them simultaneously. So I want to share a little bit about our partnership with UC Berkeley, which a lot of students and people are, get pretty excited about when they hear how close we are. And we've developed a really great relationship with the undergraduate admissions. We offer workshops on our campuses. We have UC Berkeley advisors that are on our colleges. We have a Pathways to Four-Year Universities program where we've signed an MOU with UC Berkeley, and it allows all of our students to enroll in summer sessions classes at UC Berkeley. So during the summer break, any of our international students are allowed to take summer classes. They could also come in and take summer classes at UC Berkeley first if they'd like to. And if they do so, they would come in on a UC Berkeley I-20 and a UC Berkeley visa. So they would come in, take 3 weeks or 6 weeks of classes at UC Berkeley for the summer, and then they would start at one of our colleges in the fall. And here's just an example of, they would get an official UC Berkeley student ID card, and this is an acceptance letter that we received to be able to offer to our students from UC Berkeley. So any of your students that are interested in this program, we can provide this official UC Berkeley letter, and it's a great promotional piece as well. And then the classes that students take at UC Berkeley come out on their official UC Berkeley classes that they'll get a transcript from them on. Then we also offer a cross-enrollment program where students can take one undergraduate course per semester at UC Berkeley, as long as the course is not offered at any of our campuses. And this is for students who have already completed one semester and they have a GPA of at least 2.0. And there is a separate application for this program. We offer a lot of social media, ways to connect with students. We have a mobile app that we use to connect with students where we send out push notifications. So we really value connecting and making sure that we stay in touch with our students and communicate with them. With that said, I'm going to move over to and allow Matt to go through his portion of the presentation. He's going to go through our admissions process and give you some more information about our programs. So, Matt, would you like to take it away?
Sure. All right, so this first screen here is for the admission process. And I'm getting terrible feedback here.
Yeah, we are too.
There we go. Okay, so the first screen, I'm hearing myself echo. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So the first screen here is our application, and we try to simplify the application as much as possible so that there's only 3 steps essentially for our whole admission process. The first one being completing our application checklist. You'll see the first page is what the student would see on the front of our application packet. The second page is an application checklist, which lists out all the items we would need. We're looking for a $50 application fee, the actual international packet, which asks the student for their personal contact information, what they're going to study, if they have a sponsor, who that may be, so on and so forth. We also require transcripts and a diploma from high school or their most recent collegiate experience. Students who are over 18 years old are not required to submit these documents, but we do ask that they provide them anyway. We need a personal essay for the student just to explain who they are, what they're coming here to study, what their intentions are, and their goals, their passion of their, their passions and their pursuits here. We have a medical examination form that students are required to fill. This includes a tuberculosis test as well as a vaccination record. We need a bank statement of $20,000. $20,000 can come from a sponsor or the student or government or scholarship. This is an estimate of 1 year's tuition, fees, and living expenses. That also includes health insurance, transportation, books, anything the student may need. We've estimated at about $20,000 for the year. We also require the student to provide passport and visa information, and as well as them selecting the option if they want to arrive early in the summer to participate in the UC Berkeley Pathways program that Drew was talking about, where they can start in the summer at UC Berkeley and then transfer to our school. We can go to the next slide. So the second step is after they've created, after they've submitted their application checklist, they need to create a Peralta passport profile. Now, the Peralta passport is what gives students access to enroll in classes, to pay tuition, to review their grades, to request transcripts. Pretty much everything they're going to do as a student is going to be done through their Peralta passport. So they'll need to go online and fill out similar application form as they've done for the international office, but they'll do this online completely. And then after they completed step 2, they will receive a student ID number. This student ID number will be reported to our office so that we can create the I-20 document. Drew, if you can go to the next slide. So after we've received a student ID number, we can then provide the acceptance letter on the left-hand side and the I-20 on the right. Both of these documents will then be brought to the U.S. consulate for the visa interview. The process of us providing the acceptance letter and I-20 is approximately 7 business days after we've received all documents from the checklist. After the student has received their F1 visa, they can arrive in the United States up to 30 days before their session start date. Next slide. So talking financials, before a student arrives, they would need to pay the $50 application fee. And once they receive their I-20 document, they'll need to register their CVIS ID number through the I-901 fee. That's a $200 fee to the government. Tuition, in total, tuition is $282 per unit. As an F1 student, F1 visa student, they're required to enroll in at least 12 units every semester. So at the bottom of this slide, I've done a brief breakdown of how many units a student would take and how much it would cost with all tuition fees and service fees included. So, one academic semester at 12 units, which is the minimum, would be $8,263. I did 15 units per semester. That's an average workload that will help you to graduate in 2 years, or at least move on, transfer, receive an AA degree in 2 years. That's just shy of $10,000. 18 units a semester is the maximum number of units a student can take without a counselor's prior approval. And then 60 units is the magic number. 60 is the number that students need to transfer. It's the number that students need to receive a degree. And that's the optimal number we're looking for our students to obtain, that 60 unit mark. So 60 units is going to cost around $18,000. Now, some of the fees we have here, you'll notice an international health insurance fee. I'll go through our health insurance program, but it is mandatory for all students to participate in our health insurance program. It's an incredible program, and we'll go into that in a few minutes here. There's an AC transit fee. Drew briefly talked about the BART system and how great that is. We also offer a bus pass, an unlimited bus pass for our students called the Easy Pass. This is a one-time payment of $38, and this provides students complete and total access to the bus lines as many times as they want to ride, as many days during the semester. And this bus system will take you anywhere in the Bay Area. So between BART and the AC Transit bus system, our students do not need personal vehicles. They can get everywhere they need to with ease. There's also a health fee because there's a health center on campus. We have a health center on each campus with mental health counselors, with physicians and nurses to accommodate our students' health needs. They can also provide referrals to other clinics and hospitals and inpatient places for examinations and vaccinations and surgeries and so on and so forth. If we can go on to the next slide. So this is what the student would see on our applications as required financials. There's going to be 3 spaces there. It says student, family, and sponsor and scholarship. There's 4, where students can list where their funding is coming from. We're actually looking for $20,000 to cover all the fees and expenses for that first year. And the student can also list who their sponsor is if they so choose. Next slide. Okay, so our health insurance program, this is something that we started this semester. Before we allowed students to enroll in their own health insurance, but we found that many students were not enrolling, and we decided that we wanted to take a step in ensuring that all of our students were enrolled. So once a student enrolls in classes here, they're automatically covered by our insurance. This is an insurance that will take them through the whole semester, spring and summer combined. It costs around $114 per month, and we charge that at the beginning of the semester for the total of the semester. So it's around $800 for the spring and summer and around $550 for the fall. This covers the students across the United States and across the world as well. Anywhere they go, they can be covered. There's a $250 maximum. There's no deductible, and it covers you at 100%. This is one of the top tier programs in the United States. Many U.S. citizens cannot even receive a plan with this much coverage. So we're pretty proud of this program, and we're looking forward to rolling this out in the spring. But any students you send to us will not have to worry about health insurance coverage. True. All right, our academic programs. So one of the benefits of the Peralta Community College is that we do offer an ESL program. This allows us not to require English proficiency to receive an I-20 from our school. Although we will accept TOEFL scores and IELTS scores, students can come with a minimal understanding of English, and we can place them in one of 4 levels of ESL. We have the high beginning, intermediate, high intermediate, and advanced. This is decided by a placement test at the beginning of their term when they arrive. They'll take an assessment test as well as attending our new student orientation. They'll meet with a counselor. This is called the matriculation process. So there's 3 types of ESL courses that a student can choose from: reading and writing, grammar, listening, and speaking. Students can take all 3 of these courses at once. As Drew was saying, they can also mix this with their regular academic courses. Students need to complete advanced reading and writing to go on to English 1A, which is our standard collegiate English course, which is also our first English transferable course required by all schools across the nation to complete. Now, our associate degrees, we offer 4 different types. There's the AA, AS, AFT, and AAT. The degrees with the T is an agreement with the California state schools, where if a student completes the coursework for an Associate of Science for transfer, they're guaranteed admission to the California state system, much like Drew was talking about with the TAG program, where students meet the minimum requirements for the UC schools and they're guaranteed admission. So this is like a tag for the CSU system. Now, all associate degrees require 60 units. That's approximately 30 units of focused specific degree coursework and 30 units of general education coursework. We have many certificates, as Drew was talking about. through our CTE programs. You did a great job explaining all the different types we have. It's amazing how many different degrees we have at this school between the 4 campuses. It's really difficult to find an area where we do not cover a degree. In a moment, I'll go through some of our requirements for transfer, and why that's important is because have we have all of the prerequisite classes to where you can essentially transfer to any degree you can think of that a community college, a UC, or a CSU school would offer. We can provide the prerequisites to get into that program. So like Drew was saying with engineering, although we do not provide that program, or like nuclear engineering or something of that nature, we can accept them and provide them with an I-20 that even says nuclear engineering on it, because we have all the prerequisite courses to accomplish that degree at the bachelor level. So we have many certificate programs. These programs range from 18 to 36 units, and I'll get into it in a moment, but our certificate programs do allow our students to participate in some great employment benefit programs. Let's go to the next slide. Again, career and technical education. I was just starting to mention that CPT and OPT, I'll get into that in a moment, are available through these career and technical education programs, but they can finish an entire certificate in 1 semester and up to 3 semesters, depending on the workload they want for themselves. So we can go ahead and go forward. These are all the available degrees and certificates we have at our 4 campuses. This is not an exhaustive list. Each of these has a subcategories of specific types of degree within the main heading. We can go on again. Now, assist.org, for those who are unaware, is a site that is essentially an articulation agreement site. So this allows us to enter our school's information along with the school that the student desires to transfer information. So if I'm attending Laney College and I want to go to UC Berkeley, assist.org is going to show me exactly which classes I need to take to get a business degree and which classes I need to transfer into UC Berkeley. So we offer these articulation agreements to our students, which is how we're able to offer I-20s for degrees that we do not personally carry, but that we can provide the prerequisite courses for through these articulation agreements. Go forward. Again, this is a picture of what an articulation agreement would look like. If you can look at the screen on the right-hand side, the classes on the left column there are the courses that the student would take at UC Berkeley, and the classes on the right are the courses that meet that same prerequisite, and the students are able to complete these courses and know that they can then gain admission to UC Berkeley by completing these courses. They can access assist.org on their own. We encourage students to do so and to bring their questions into counselors just in case there's any sort of confusion, but we do pride ourselves on walking, step by step, hand in hand with our students from beginning to graduation. Go ahead. This is a GE, General Education Pattern Form, a very brief picture of it, but a student would be provided this form along with their articulation agreement and a personalized student education plan. So the student knows exactly what classes they need to take each and every semester to achieve their goal. We really do work hard to ensure that our students have no confusion and complete clarity as to which classes they need and when to take them. Next slide. Our course catalog also provides a very clear picture for what students need to take to achieve their degree goals. As you can see on the left-hand side, this is a picture of a breakdown by semester of an associate degree for transfer. Again, this is something that if the student was to complete, they would have guaranteed admission to one of the California state universities. And on the right-hand side is a computer programming associate degree that also shows a breakdown of all the classes by unit so that students can get a clear picture as to what their path is going to look like. this is a picture of a student education plan where we lay out each and every class per semester, as I've been stating. It tells the student where they can take the course, how many units the course is, and when to apply for transfer, when to apply for scholarships. Everything the student needs to know is going to be on this personalized student education plan. As I mentioned earlier, students have access to the Peralta passport system. This education plan is available to them and every counselor on campus, so there's seamless communication between everyone on campus to make sure that the student is not getting conflicting information and everyone's on the same page. This is probably one of my favorite parts about our college is our employment opportunities. We have so many opportunities for our students to gain access to employment, volunteer experience, internship opportunities, and our three main vehicles are the OPT, CPT, and on-campus employment programs. On-campus employment is one of the most popular as students can begin working on campus the moment they step on campus. Students can work up to 20 hours a week when school is in session and up to 40 during vacations and holiday breaks. We provide students the ability to obtain social security numbers for tax purposes, and there's no special program required for a student to show up at our school, turn in a resume, get a job interview, and start working the next week. It's pretty sweet. Now, our CPT program is called Curricular Practical Training. This is a program that allows students who have been studying for one academic year to work either on campus or off campus in their field of study to gain practical training in the area that they would like to pursue a career in. Now, students can either pursue part-time or full-time curricular practical training as long as they are enrolled in a course such as our cooperative education program called COPED. Now, this is a course that provides them with a mentor who will walk them through their internship volunteer employment experience, asking them, what job skills are you learning? What would you like to develop? They have some projects throughout the semester that the students will submit to their mentor to track their progress and complete their academic goals for that employment opportunity. But the opportunities are limitless. We are working with a company called Way Up, and this company provides scholarships. They provide internships, volunteer experiences, and employment opportunities for college students specifically, so that they can know that all of these opportunities are available just for them, as well as making partnerships with local businesses and certain courses that are offered on class that have employment opportunities built into them, such as our auto body program at College of Alameda. Now, optional practical training is something that a student apply for after 1 year of education
Matt,
here. Yeah.
I think there's a question.
Okay.
With regard to the CPT, one of the questions is, can a student take 2 years at City College and then take a gap year for 1 year with the CPT or OPT and then return to another year at either, or do their transfer? I guess so.
Okay. So if I'm understanding the question correctly, a student is going to complete 2 years somewhere else. They want to come to our school for just CPT specifically and then return to their college afterward?
No, they're going to do 2 years at Berkeley City College, for example, and then take 1 year during OPT and then go on to perhaps UC Berkeley. Is that possible?
Oh yeah, that's our OPT program.
Yes.
So once a student completes their program of study, their 2 years at Berkeley City College, they can take a year off and just work. They don't have to take any classes whatsoever. They can just work on whether it's a volunteer experience or an internship or paid employment. And then after that year, they can go on and transfer to whichever school they desire. Does that answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
Can
Yeah,
I add something?
please.
After OPT, the student could also come back and transfer to one of our other colleges. So if they finish 2 years at Berkeley City College, complete OPT, they could then come back. And if they wanted to do another program, say at Laney College or College of Alameda, we can also accept that as well.
Yes. So students are eligible for CPT, going back to CPT, for full-time working for up to 1 year. So after a student does full-time CPT for a year, it would then take away from their eligibility to do OPT at the associate level. So international students can do OPT at the associate, bachelor, master, and doctoral level, but they can't go backwards. So if a student completed OPT at the bachelor level, they could not come to us, complete a program, and then do OPT with us. But with CPT, they could do unlimited amounts of part-time employment, no matter if they've done CPT at the doctoral level or not. They can always do part-time CPT. It's a really great way for students to get constant work experience after they've been here for at least 1 year. Before we move on, does anyone have their questions?
Question on the CPT. I think like when you use the CPT, it tend to eat up some of your OPT time. Is that correct?
So CPT will only eat up your OPT time if you do full-time CPT for more than 365 days. Now, students can take full-time CPT for 364 days, stop, go on to part-time, and it will not impact their OPT. It's kind of a Cinderella rule. Once they go past 365, then they're unable to do OPT, but they can stop at 364 and they're fine.
Okay, and then they can still still have the 1 year OPT, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
We have one more question, Matt. And this is from Indonesia. So I just want to confirm that after the transfer year is completed, they can't take another OPT at the transfer college.
Correct. So you only are allowed one OPT experience at the associate level. Whether you take it at the associate level or you move on to the bachelor level and do OPT there, you're not allowed to retreat into OPT. You could retreat into CPT, just not OPT.
Okay, thank you.
All right, can we go to the next screen? So we are not currently offering on-campus housing, but we do have many off-campus housing providers, from homestays to we have a great resource site, whether it's through Campus Cribs or Zumper or Craigslist. We provide our students with the ability to find off-campus housing easily and well before they arrive in the U.S. We've never had a homeless student. We've never had a student unable to find a place of residence before their arrival, if not immediately after. I really can't think of a situation where a student showed up and we weren't able to accommodate them right away. We have many families through our Peralta housing network that can take students in right away. We're actually working on some relationships right now that provide airport transit as well as homestay programs. And some of these homestay programs provide meals to students that's between them and the homestay providers such as American Homestay Network or International Student Placements. But all of our students are provided for. It's never an issue. And we encourage our students to communicate with us early on and often regarding their housing process. We often do the housing searches for them. If they need it, we'll send them applications, we'll get them connected with landlords. And although it is the student's responsibility, we do ensure that the students are safe and that they have adequate housing in a location that will be optimal for their learning experience.
That's great. So we do have a few more questions. And if anyone does have questions, please go ahead and type them in. Let me roll back to my question list that I've had. One of
Ayana, can I add something that wasn't mentioned earlier?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
I don't know if there's any questions, but Matt had, I don't think we talked about scholarships. And we offer very limited scholarships to our current students. Each semester we have a $500 international scholarship that's offered. And then there are close to 30 other merit-based scholarships that are available for the students to apply to. There are no full scholarships available though. And but there is one small international scholarship that we offer to each student, but they have to have already been a student. So nothing really for new students.
Okay, thank you. We do have a couple questions. Drew, would you be able to go back to the slide that shows the success rate for international students transferring to the UC? This question is particular to UC Berkeley.
This one here?
Yes, and they're asking, what are the requirements to successfully transfer to UC Berkeley?
So UC Berkeley has its own admissions requirements. And from what I understand is they really look for students with not just the grade point average, because obviously you need to have, close to a 4.0 to get into UC Berkeley, but they want to see students that have a lot of extracurricular activities. And so, for instance, students that participate in student government, leadership, volunteering in the community. Those are a lot of the things that UC Berkeley is looking for. And if they participate in our programs where either they take a class at UC Berkeley during the summer and they do really well, that goes on their official UC Berkeley transcript. So if they, come to Peralta, take a summer class and they do really well, then that's going to look very good on a UC Berkeley application to say, hey, I've already taken a summer class and I've gotten an A. And so they know that they're qualified or, they can do well. We would like to emphasize, though, if they do take classes, whether it's through cross-enrollment or the summer sessions while they're with us, that they pick a class that they believe they can do well in, because that's going to be on their official record at UC Berkeley. So if they don't do well in that class, if they come and they get a D or an F in a UC Berkeley class, it's going to not look good for them to get in. But before they come, we can advise them. And as I mentioned before, we have UC Berkeley advisors on our campus, so that are specifically trained. They're community college transfer advisors from UC Berkeley. So they know exactly what it takes to transfer. And like I mentioned before, if you go to a community college, those students actually have a higher probability of getting into UC Berkeley, as well, as they give community college students first priority.
Okay, thank you. We have another question that is about the Berkeley City College UC Berkeley program. And this one is, if the student gets a UC Berkeley student ID card when they apply through the Berkeley City College program, does it mean that the student can have full access to UC Berkeley facilities?
Yes, they will have access to everything from the library. Now, this is only for summer sessions. They'll get UC Berkeley card if they enroll in the summer sessions classes, not, I don't believe, through cross-enrollment. So only if they do the summer sessions, they'll get the ID card, where they'll have access to the library, to the recreational centers, whatever else is on campus there. Yeah, they'll have access to everything.
I have a question for the summer part. Is that going to be a separate application, or is just like a checkpoint, on the application to Peralta?
UC Berkeley summer sessions is a separate application. The students can actually apply through summer.berkeley.edu. So they apply, it's called UC Berkeley Summer Sessions. And it's basically, UC Berkeley has open enrollment during the summer, so anyone can apply. But we've worked out this special pathways where if students want to come in early and go to the summer sessions first, then they can transfer to us afterwards. But yes, it's a separate application. UC Berkeley has mentioned that students who want to enroll in the summer need to start looking into their summer classes by February or March because the summer classes fill up quickly. So there are 5 different sessions for summer. There's a 6-week course, a 10-week course. There's a second 6-week course. There's an 8-week course and a 3-week course. And so they can pick which session they want to enroll in. And they're all different time periods during the summer.
Okay, so I would assume that in terms of like, application order, so we should apply to like, one of the Peralta school first, right? And then apply to UC Berkeley in the summer if, they choose to go for the summer session, and it should be done all by February.
That's correct, Tom.
Correct.
Okay,
And they would apply to Peralta as a fall transfer student.
Okay, all right. And then in terms of the admission requirements, I know that you have the ESL program, and but again, if for those that already have the IELTS, what would be the minimum score that they don't have to take the IELTS, the ESL on campus?
Matt, do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, so it's not so much the level of the score that we're so much concerned about as all students are required to take an assessment test, even resident students. So a student would take their assessment test upon arrival. That would place them into a level of either regular English or ESL. If the student is not pleased with the level that they're placed in and believe that they can place higher, they're allowed to come and talk with myself or another counselor who can place them higher through multiple measures assessment. We look at their IELTS scores, we look at TOEFL, we look at their high school transcripts. We take a broad view of everything they've done and say, this student should not be an ESL.
Right.
Does that answer your question?
Right, but I mean, like, in terms of like, we like as counselor, when we talk to students, should we recommend them to take IELTS anyway, or just say, well, you can just submit the application and then, go to the campus and then, you do a placement test there. What would you suggest us to, tell our students?
I would tell
if
them.
a student
I would tell
is
them
confident that they're going to be attending our school, I would not encourage them to take the TOEFL or IELTS. Now, if they are planning on transferring to a Stanford or another private school of that caliber, or even one of the Ivy League schools, they do require TOEFL scores, even if you've completed English 1A, which is our collegiate course. That's something that they need. But if a student knows they're going to start here and they go to pretty much any other school besides those top tier private schools in the U.S., they're not going to need a TOEFL or IELTS score. Our classes are sufficient.
Okay, so you're saying that you do not require like, either like TOEFL or IELTS score, for the application then?
Correct. We do not need a TOEFL or IELTS score.
Right. Okay. Another question though, like for the documents, can we just scan all the documents, or you require all of them to be like official ones where we have to mail them?
We can receive all of our documents as scanned documents via email. If students do want to send them as hard copy form, they can mail them to us as well. We have our address, we have our email address, everything's on the application, but yeah, we can do it all electronically.
Okay. Is there any special instruction for applications from IDP?
No.
Okay. Well, because I think at least you should be aware to indicate that it's are from IDP. What would you recommend us to do?
Well, we're the only agent for them right now, Pong. So anything, we'll just need to put our cover letter like we do for applications, or scan the cover letter so they know it comes from IDP.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
all of our staff is aware that we're working with you guys, and so any applications that come to our office from IDP will be clearly noted that we are going to do our best to expedite it to get you guys an I-20 as quickly as possible, as long as we have all the required documents. And then we're working very closely with Ayana there. And but all of the applications can be emailed to globaled@peralta.edu, which is listed on the application form. And of course, if you have any questions or if you're submitting an application and want to follow up on it, you can always email me directly. And I believe you guys should have received my contact information.
And how could we request the presentation slide?
Drew's going to send that to me after, and then I'm
Okay.
going to pass it out to everyone, and I'll also post it on KD.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
We have a few
And
more
then-
questions, Pong. Do you have one more?
I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. This one is from our Hong Kong office, Drew and Matt. They would like to know more about the student admission requirement. So if you could just, I know you talked about the actual essay. We know that IELTS isn't required. Is there a specific GPA?
There's no GPA requirement. Students can come straight out of high school with no previous collegiate experience, or if they have high school transcripts that are, less than stellar, we do not have a GPA requirement.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. Basically, yeah, the students just need to be 18 years of age. The problem, if they have not graduated high school, we will accept them, but the problem is they may not get the visa. So at the U.S. Embassy, if they go and apply for their visa without the high school graduation or diploma, they're going to have they may have a difficult time at the embassy getting their visa. Although we'll accept any student that's over 18, and whether they've graduated or not. And in regards to Hong Kong, our director is visiting your office in January, so he can. You guys will be able to talk more then as well.
This question is regarding your statement about extracurricular activities. So does the City College have a sufficient amount of extracurricular activities to support a student's profile? And could you provide some examples of things that students might be able to do?
Sure. I mean, I can share quickly. I mean, we have student clubs on each campus. So we actually had a student who started the International Student Club at College of Alameda themselves. And so she was the president of the International Student Club. She was also a student worker in our office. And she also organized transfer workshops for our students. And what else did she do? She organized student activities. And so we provide a ton of opportunities. Matt, maybe you can share a little bit about the Connect program.
Sure. So we have the Connect mentorship program, which is a buddy system that connects a current Peralta student. They may be international or they may be a resident student with a new up-and-coming international student. They participate in various activities throughout the semester, which is at the beginning of the year, they have a meet and greet. And these students are able to connect at least once a month. That's the requirement for the program. But on top of the Connect program, we also have regular student activities, whether it's to Warriors games or A's baseball games. We do snowboard trips, camping trips in Yosemite. We do leadership retreats up in Tahoe, where we'll get a cabin with 16 students, go up there, play in the snow, have some great leadership training as well. We do holiday themed activities, whether it's Christmas parties or Halloween parties, or, we try to find cultural experiences for the students, whether it's plays or musicals or whatever it is the students are interested in. We can set up trips. We have transportation with AC Transit, like I was saying, and we have some district vans that we can use to organize trips. Drew went down to Disneyland with some trips with some students, and we have a lot of fun with our students. We try to be as involved in their lives as possible. There's an international student club on every campus, and I think our students have plenty of opportunities to meet new students and resident students and find their niche here.
Yeah, and Matt is also the faculty advisor. We have a club that is called the iFish Club, and they actually do a ton of volunteer stuff in the community, which would look really good on an application to UC Berkeley. I think, Matt, didn't you guys just do something for the homeless, or you guys did some cleanup activities in Oakland?
Yeah, once a month, the iFish Club goes into the community, and whether we're serving the homeless or doing campus or community cleanup projects, we're always creating opportunities for our students to get volunteer experience. It's a Christian-based club, and we do have Bible studies during the week, but we have students of all races and religions coming to our club because they enjoy the community aspect service of it. So we just make sure that the students have as many opportunities to pad their resumes and their transfer applications as possible. And our students are very pleased with all of the club opportunities and student activities on campus.
And just to add on that, we also have a student ambassador program, so which any of our international students can apply to, where they can be peer advisors or student ambassadors on campus that helps students to enroll in their classes or design activities and programs for students as well.
Okay, thank you. We have a couple more questions. The next one is from our Indonesia office, which asks, do you guys accept O-level grads?
Can you, Matt, do you know what an O-level grad is, or can you explain? What is an O-level grad?
An O-level grad is a student who is on a British curriculum. Hani, can you unmute your mic so you can ask your question?
I mean, the answer to your question, any student who is over 18, it can apply.
Okay, thank you. And so that will also answer the second question, which is the GED accepted? So that would be yes, as long as they're over 18?
Correct.
Correct.
Correct. All right. Are there any, this is just a clarification on what I said earlier about the O-level grad who's on the GCE curriculum and the British curriculum. It's that they usually graduate in year 11, so they're not always 18. But they will have a degree saying they've graduated high school.
So if a student is under 18, but they have completed high school and they have a parent or guardian with them in the United States, we can accept that application as well.
Okay, and then that answers the second question. So they said, do you accept a high school completed student, but who's under 18? So they do have to have a guardian if they're under 18.
Correct.
Okay. All right, are there any other questions from the group? How do you get a guardian for the student? The guardian usually has to be the parent, or the parent has to assign guardianship to someone else.
Correct.
No, the college will not assign a guardian to a student.
Correct. No, we will not. The student has to have their own guardian in place. We just want to make sure, the students are taken care of, and especially if they're under 18, if they're 16 or 17 years old, we definitely want to make sure that they have someone, because if they're under 18, they're not legally permitted to sign documentation or contracts. So we need to make sure that those students that are under 18 are have someone here that's looking over them, making sure that they're safe, which is one of our top, if not the top priority that we have.
The last question is, is there a private company that provides guardianship service? I don't think so.
We do work with a private company that accepts high school students. We work with a company called SY Academy, and they have a high school program, and we work very closely with them. They have an office that is right down the street from our college in Berkeley, and they actually provide some of the housing for our students as well. So they do offer, it's an additional fee for those students, but if anyone is interested, I'd be more than happy to put you in contact with our SY Academy representative.
Okay. Does the guardian need to be a U.S. citizen? Not if the parent, it's the parent and they're coming with them, I guess, but.
No, they just have to be living here with them. They don't
Right.
have to be a U.S. citizen. They don't have to be their parent, or they just have to be someone who's here living with them.
Okay, we have a few more questions. This one is from Thailand. Are the certificate programs available? Yes, they are. Sorry, hold on. This is from Taiwan. When is the deadline for your fall intake?
Matt, you want to go through deadlines?
Yeah, so here we go. The deadlines for overseas application for the fall is June 15th. For the summer is April 15th, and for the spring is November 15th.
Can you just repeat those one more time, please, Matt?
Sure. The deadline to apply for the fall semester is June 15th. The summer session is April 15th, and the spring semester is November 15th. All these admission deadlines are on the front page of our application form.
Okay. This is going back to the guardianship question. What type of visa would the parent need to hold if they do come?
Yeah, that would be something they would need to look into for themselves. We don't really handle that area.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any more questions, team? It looks like we have everyone saying they're good. All right. So I think that we've answered a lot of questions. Thank you guys very much.
All right, thank you for having us.
It was I have a lot of comments now that are coming through saying it was great content and lots of thank yous. I'm gonna turn my video back on, maybe. But I do thank you guys very much for your time, and thank you to all the counselors who also joined us today. Drew and Matt, we have about 20 people online, so I'll be following up with them as well. Drew also sent Anudra and I a good amount of information about the school with their onboarding process. Those things are being uploaded to KB, and most of them are already there, so we can share a lot of information with you. Okay. And a few offices are saying thank you and welcome to IDP, and they hope for great collaboration with Peralta.
Great.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for everyone listening, and we're looking forward to working with all of you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and we will be in touch.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, everybody at the office, and good night to Matt and Drew.
So long.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Ayana, too.
You're welcome. Pong, I'm going to call you on Skype.
Sure. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll be waiting then. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Ayana, you still there?
I'm still here. So all you need to do is stop, and then I'll end the meeting.
I'm sorry. Hold on one
Just
second.
exit your screen.
Hey, Matt, hold on one second. Ayana, can you just give me an email with just the countries that were?
Absolutely. I'll send you everybody's email as well if you'd like to have their information.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. That'd be awesome. Thanks again. I'm glad this all worked out.
Yes, it went well. Thank you so much. And the presentation was great.
Oh, thank you. All right, we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right. Tell Tiffany I said hi. Bye.
Bye.
And end meeting.